I know I'm going to get into trouble, but I like trouble. Hallelujah. I was telling them about the first time, because I met a musician somewhere outside the country. She was talking about those of us in the music industry. And I told the person that is where you are making a mistake. And I said, it's not an industry, it's a ministry. That's right. And once you have industrial mindedness, because industrial mindedness is different from ministry mindedness. And I was telling them that the first time, many years, I saw, at that time I was not a doctor, so let me take the doctor out. I was telling the whole world, I saw Americans sink and cripples were jumping out of wheelchairs. Without saying they never meet me in Jesus' name. This is probably about 27 years, 26 years ago. And I was saying, when I saw, I'm sure Mama Midima is not a doctor or is a bishop. I saw him. Was his 60th birthday he was celebrating? I called my wife and I said, you have to pray. The way this woman look, you have to make sure by the time you are sitting, you don't look like this one in trouble. I said, pray. I said, no, let's go and check his date of birth very well. This one. I mean, what a grace. But many years ago, when I was serving under my father, Reverend Black, I still served, and then we went to do crusade at Takrady, and I think we slept in his house about 2 or 3 times. I mean, he used to mind his husband, a desire to support God's work, cooking for us, and I remember Ninche Faba for hours. After church, I'll try and drag her to the kitchen and see if you can do that for her. Hallelujah. I also want to salute James' uncle, who is man of God. I want you to just say hello. He's an Assemblies of God pastor. Introduce yourself. Great man of God. Please, you don't like clapping.
She's Reverend Mrs. Contribution. Now the Regional Superintendent of Midwestern Region Assemblies of God. I'm happy to be here to hear from you. God bless you. Thank you.
Please, only the congregation of your club, the pastors, regional superintendent. Listen. I'm quite familiar with the Assemblies of God system. Most of them are my friends. I mean, what do we call it? Plenty. I think I've preached for quite a number of them. Hallelujah. And I know to become a superintendent in Assemblies of God is not a small thing. So we thank you for coming. Well, Auntie Jane, congratulations. And Mr. Barnes, I want to leave just 2 instructions for you. My timing is already 6 is gone. I left it 4. Hallelujah. 4 minutes. Okay. So let me make good use of the 4 minutes. Was it last month or so? I bounced around the statistics. And the statistics is showing that just this year or last year, even if I misquoted within last year, it shows that 5,000 marriages in Ghana were divorced. And 4,000 were separated. Hallelujah. I think I've been talking about it. I've been saying it. 5,000. Your own, it will work. Amen. And I want to give you one instruction. When you read the book Ephesians chapter 5 and verse number 21, because if you have Bible, read
Ephesians 5:21.
Yeah.
Submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
Wife, do what? Submit yourself unto your own husband.
As unto the Lord.
As unto the Lord.
For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be subject to their own husbands in everything.
All right.
Husbands.
So you see, when Paul was writing, I'm very convinced that Paul might have married before he was converted, because nobody wrote a lot about marriage than Paul. So he dealt with the wife, and I dealt with the husband. What did he say about the husband?
Husbands, love your wives,
even
as Christ also loved the church.
Go somewhere. So Paul came in and said that, wives, submit yourself to your husband. Husband, love your wife. If that cycle break, you don't have marriage. I'll say that again. The authority of God's word, once you contradict the authority of God's word, no counsel can save you. Amen. It's the final authority on earth. I don't care which video you are watching. I don't care who is counseling you. Once you go contrary to the word, it doesn't matter the road. You cannot be heading towards Sugakope and expect to arrive at Cape Coast. It will not be possible. No matter how you are speeding on a good road, if the road is not correct, you will get to your destination. Paul said that if a wife stops submitting to the husband, and the husband stops loving the wife, you don't have marriage, you have roommate. I don't care whether everybody can wear the same dress and come to church, wear the same hat, wear the same shoe. If that cycle breaks, it doesn't work. So Jane, once you stop submitting to, and look at the way you put it, why submit your husband? I didn't say if your salary is bigger than me. You don't like me, but I'll still preach anyway. So this is a bit, all the 5,000 marriages that the statistics say broke. I asked a lawyer in the church, how do you people know that this number is a prof? He said, Papa, it's very simple. If you're the ones in the church, we give you marriage certificates. When you finish signing, you bring us the duplicates in the court. When anybody is going to separate or divorce, we do that by the statistics. So we can tell which the marriages in the Christian kingdom that divorce and those in the world. So we have the statistics. Now all this marriage that doesn't work, something went wrong. Either the wife stopped submitting to the husband, or the husband stopped loving the wife. Now in the terms of the husband, people talk about the difference between grace and law. And I was telling somebody that the bar God lifted on grace is higher than law. I'll give you an example. God is saying that in the law, if you are a woman, if you are married, fornication is when you are not married, you are having an affair with somebody. Adultery is when you are married and you are going behind your husband or your wife. The Old Testament, the law said that you must take somebody to the bedroom, sleep with the person, and you have sinned. That is law. Grace said that when you just look at the woman and you lust, you have sinned. So grace and law, which responsibility is very. But religious preaching has made it look like our dispensation is easy. Look at what God said. He said, husband, love your wife. This is for you, Akabans. As Christ loved the church. This is our problem. If God left it and just love your wife, you could have celebrated. He said, go and study the way Christ loved the church. And the church is full of mobile phone thieves. Ayaka for, and we pray for. And the Father, you are quite rich, you are one of them. And Jesus has not rejected any of us. Jesus has not cast one of us out. No matter what we do, when we come back, He receives us. I was preaching in America and I told them that it is even a mistake to say Jesus just paid for our sin. Jesus didn't pay for our sin. And because it's a white church, I saw that their heads started standing up. What is he talking about? I said, Jesus did not pay for your sin. He overpaid. I said, he did not just pay for your sin. He overpaid for the sin. And I explain it this way. that my sister is anti-Minuma. He knows I'm a troublesome boy. So he went to the shop market to do some shopping for me. And then when he finished, because he knows I'm troublesome, he left some money there. And he said, just in case he come here and break a grass or do something, deduct it from it. That is what Jesus did for us. He paid the price for us and let the deposit there. So that when we make a mistake, he overpaid for our sins. So for this marriage to work, now, what is the meaning of overpay? It means that he's living with us in what I call the principle of advance forgiveness. It means that the mistakes of we make tomorrow, Jesus has forgiven to everyone. Someone wants you to go and make a mistake because Jesus can forgive your mistake and your sin, but he cannot wipe the consequence. That's why you must understand. The reason God doesn't want us to sin is not because he can't forgive us, but he doesn't want to see us go through pain. So don't do it. So when we hear God say, thou shalt not, they are for our benefit. So let me say this in authority. After you marry Jane, you are going to meet more women that are beautiful than Jane. Jane, after you marry Uncle Bans, you are going to see more men that are more charismatic than Jane. And this is where our test is. Can I go deeper? Yes. The way Jane is shining, it's possible you are going to have twins after this one. Once it comes out of my mouth, back to the center. Now, after 20 years, when his face, I married my wife, and on the wedding day, I lifted her and took a picture. Recently, he asked me, lifted me, I said, why do you want to kill me? Don't tell her. Don't tell her. After 22 years of marriage, I can see that woman's body goes through changes. No wonder God told us to love him. I didn't say this to you, dance. I had a conversation with God and I had a problem with that. I really had a problem. So I went to God and said, Lord, I think you are not being fair here. And the Lord came and said, boy, why am I not leave? I said, why did you tell us to love them and you didn't tell them to love us? And the Lord said, oh, okay. That's a good point. Let me explain to you. Because wisdom is too high for the fool. So let me explain. The Lord told me. You see, only the manufacturer knows what is in the product. Only manufacturer. Well, I had a story of this man who manufactured a Ford car. Henry Ford. One day he was driving in America and somebody's car has broken down. So he got there and parked. And so, excuse me, what's the problem? And he said, my car just stopped. I don't know what so maybe I can be of help. But he was dressed with, please, I've called the mechanics. So before the mechanics can let me try. So he said, can you open the bonnet? So he opened it. And then nobody knows what to do. They say, start and the car starts. So the man said, who are you? So I'm the manufacturer of this car. So only the manufacturer knows the product. That means that everybody here, the body that you are carrying, only God manufactures. So only the manufacturer can tell what is in the product. So only God can tell what is in the woman. Now, you see all this, your mobile phones that when you see me, so when you try picture. Now, have you noticed that when you take your phone and you type 1+1, what will it give it to you? Now, it's not a magical. It's not a word of learning. That is what they have programmed into the phone. That is why when you spell your name Kwachua, the phone underline it because they didn't program that. The phone will just underline it because that one is not in the phone. So when you see the phone underline anything you type red, it means that one is not programmed. So it's coming back to what I said. I said, Lord, why did you tell us to love them and believe them? And the Lord said, women are like computers. So God explained to me in a language that I will understand. Now when you study Jesus carefully, Jesus will go a place and say that a sower went to sow. When you see Jesus talking that way, the people they are farmers. When you see that, you say a man travel and left capital for his servant, the people are traders or businessmen. So God always speaks in the language you understand. So God told me that this is the way women are. This is the way I created them. They are like computers. Whatever you put in them, that is what they will bring back to you. So you don't need to force a woman to love you. You love her first. She will not fall in. That is what the Bible says. That's what God says. Love them. Husband, love your wife. So once you give to them, and number two, there's another thing, there's another quality in them. They have something they call womb. It's an incubator. It's the same thing with the incubator. The meaning of that is that anything you give to a woman, she will keep it, store it, incubate it, multiply it, and give it back to you. What's the meaning of that? So if you give her a sperm, she'll give you a child. If you give her groceries, she'll give you food. If you give her a house, she'll give you a home. If you give her wahala, he'll give you devil. That's right. That's what it is. Is my time up? And how do you know that my time is up? So, I'm the man. This is the thing. That is what it is. 22 years of marriage, I don't need to tell my wife I love. God gave me the revelation. I will pray it is working. By the grace of God, I am a very sound man. I'm not having any problem because you can't hear God and doubt Him. And you can't go by the way God said go and crash. Love your wife. So love her. Care for her. The African mentality makes us think men love money. No. They don't love money, they love care. But you need money to care. African banks, they don't give you money. Hallelujah. I'm saying it because it's alarming. Marriages are breaking after 2 weeks. One story girl came to me, then I don't love you. And he began to say, what is it? He's slow. I said, you are sick. And I said, when he's slow, what were you doing? What if you sleep? You see a man slow. So what is your day? When banks is asleep, sleep. Because both of you are sleeping, you will hear who is slow. The lack of knowledge and the petty things. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me happy. Let me tell you this again. Don't put your happiness in his hand. Because when it's very dangerous to expect happiness from someone who doesn't even have it himself. So make yourself happy. Every mood in the marriage is broken and it is time. I'm going to tell you this. I mean, it's not better than the women. They are the same. They are the same. Sometimes they can be laughing 5 minutes, they squeeze their face. You have to take it like that. No. Sometimes, for this, some women, when they are going through their cycle, they have all kinds of solutions. Menstrual pain, this and that. You have to understand the woman. No. If you don't understand her, you will make a lot of you create hell in your home. And I can tell you this, if you're a pastor here, listen to me. If your home is not peaceful, you can't build a good church. That's right. The reason is that the family is more important to God than the church. So pastors who have put church ahead of family, you see that their church is not working. If you want to know the mind of God for anything, go to the book of beginnings. In Genesis, God didn't start the church. He started family. God never started the church in a family. He started a family. Now let me tell you something. So the family determines everything in society. The state of the family determines the state of the church. That means that if you have a strong family, you have a strong church. If you have a strong family, you have a strong nation. The reason why Ghana is struggling because of the family. Once the family work, every other institution will work. Because that is God's plan of order. So once, if you make this thing work, and I'm going to say this at the end, everything about your life will end. Now let me tell you this. This one is going to hit a lot of you, I'll say it. Anytime the marriage car in the home gets broken, God takes the man responsible. I'm going to prove it to you. Because the head of the woman is the man. Now look at this. When God created Adam, he created Adam before he created Eve. In fact, the woman were the last thing God created last. I mean, even the last, they came to create problems still. They were one of the last thing, and I think that time God has finished, so he took his time. If you look at them, they are properly handcrafted. When God was getting it, he was in hurry. So he was starting, but this one, you see the way God designed it. Amazing. Are we on the same page? Hallelujah. Somebody say, my time is up. What was I even saying that is actually Now watch this. So when the car crashed, now watch this. Do you know that when God was giving Adam instruction that I've planted a garden and put you, the garden of Eden is a mystery. I mean, there's so many things around it. I took about 1 year to study the garden of Eden. I concluded that it might not be a place. Two things: if it's a place, then the Noah's flood destroy it. Because no archaeologists have found it. But if it's not a place, then it's an atmosphere. And when they see, God just lifted the atmosphere. But whatever it is, let's forget about that. It was a garden, and God put a lot of trees there and said, you may eat of all the tree, don't touch this one. When God was giving the instruction to Adam, Eve was not there. He gave it to Adam. If you notice and you go back and study your Bible, Eve ate the fruit before he gave it to Adam. Because when Eve was talking to the devil forced Eve to buy the fruit. But when Eve buy the fruit, sin didn't come. Because he didn't get the instruction.
Thank you.
Eve bite the fruit before she went to give it to his husband. As far as he bite, so if Adam didn't bite it, it will be fine. Because the instruction was given to Adam and not Eve. When there is no sin, there is no transgression. It is when Adam bite it that their eyes were open. It means that if this thing doesn't work, God will hold you responsible. Now you also notice that Eve is the one that moved Adam to eat the fruit. But when God came to the garden to make judgment, he went straight to Adam. So Ankabas, it must work. If it doesn't work, God will hold you responsible. The head of the man is there. The head of the man is the woman. The head of the woman is the man. The head of the man is Christ. The head of Christ is God. So there's a hierarchy. There is a hierarchy. And you just have to take both physical and spiritual charge of your home. And make sure that this thing works. As Christ loved the church, it means that the love Christ for us is called sacrificial love. From the time you were immature to the time you come to the place of maturity, Jesus Christ doesn't cast you away.
No way.
You can marry for 50 years before you start loving your wife. Sometimes it will take you 10 years before you start knowing the woman. All your perception about her might be wrong until one day God opens your eyes. And especially in the African descent. Because when it comes to Africa, it's a problem. Look at Father's Day. Nobody's talking about it. Who cares? Mother's Day, they start talking from 2 months. If I really have a son, sweet mother, I'm going to go for them. Where is sweet father? I've never heard anybody. I saw this one sing from my infancy up to now. Nobody. And the reason is because in our history, we have been very irresponsible. Can you? This is sad to say. In the West African sub-region, Ghana, like Togo, Benin, Ghana had the highest statistically of single mothers. That is, a lot of guys in Ghana were raised by only a man. Who should sing for us? Nobody should sing for us. Tomorrow is Father's Day. Is it tomorrow or next week? Oh, next week. Next week. Even if it's tomorrow, I was in your country and I was buying flowers in St. Father's Day. The whole flowers in America. It's finished. Father's Day, I mean, that's how nobody's buying the flowers. No, yeah, Father's Day, they buy spina. So, we have a responsibility to go and change the picture. And trust me, that don't be part of the negative statistics. It means that people must marry until people will look at it and desire to marry. Now, the last one I say is that don't also forget the devil has learned an attack on family life. Satan's attack on the entire our family life is amazing. Recently, I was in Atlanta and they were there. There was a program and somebody came to me and said, Papa, in this state, the women are 7 times more than the men. I said, are you sure? I said, yes. Well, I believe in America. I said, that's not even the issue. The few men that have left to be are marrying themselves. So John has married Robert. So what should the women do? The women are more than the men, and the men are marrying themselves. This is the devil's attack on the marriage. So when you see something like this, it's a miracle.
Yes.
And all of us must pray for them that it works. And the reason why we have to pray is that I've seen pastors' marriages don't work. And if you're a pastor here, I'm sorry to say something to offend you, but I will say it. Being anointed does not mean your marriage will be successful. You don't use basketball rules to play soccer. So the anointing on you does not necessarily mean that you'll be a good husband. You have to go and learn the principle that make you become a good husband. Moses was one of the most anointed men in the Bible, but bad marriage. I mean, he has a bad family plan. Moses left his children and his mother, their mother, doing ministry at his father-in-law carried the children and brought it to him. He said, boy, you can't do that. If you're a pastor here, you must learn to be a pastor in church and a husband at home. If you become a pastor at home, you destroy your marriage. Because I'll tell you this, a lot of pastors are not romantic. I won't be wild like I said, I'm the romance they won't fit out. My wife is an infant, you understand. I don't want to for from but when I married first, I mean, when my mother raised me, if you are doing Ubamisia, you just put the contumely on top of it. Once is there now, I have been away, you know, a tree. My wife said, no, I was there, I'm not here, she. Oh, Jesus God. And I go back. romantic. So let me tell you this. The African mindset about romance is totally wrong. You see, the reason they are shouting when I say romance, their mind has gone so much. By the grace of God, I'm a man of God with all these busy schedules. I mean, this compound, the worker says you got 250. Average. Busy schedule. But sometimes I cook for my family. I'm privileged to be the first one of four brothers. No biological sister. And my mother has one room. Don't tell me, my friends are going to play football. Ah! Snap. My mother is a mistress. And my mother keep telling me, if you don't want to cook, then make sure you come with a girl. I should make sure that he gave birth to a girl, as if I'm responsible to giving children. And unfortunately, I'm the first one, all my brothers are boys. So my mother will tell me that because you didn't allow girls to follow me, sit here. And after I married, he helped me. Especially when I travel to the family, I'll go to the mall, and so I'll go and do shop, buy tomatoes. I know how to do soup, plant soup. One day when America I was doing cake for them, I said, you know what, Daddy, where did you learn this thing from? I said, my mother. Romance is not every time you have charged like a horse. Romance is little. She get pregnant, you are cooking for her, you bring her breakfast in the bed, you are pampering her, and then you are letting her finish herself. She can be 60 years and she will still look the way she's looking. Because you have not put too much pressure on her. Support her. My wife starts having children, so the children, they don't sleep at night. I'll tell her to sleep. I'll carry them on my shoulder, walk around her, and then come and put them on the bed. And I do that. I still do it. And that is romance. Take her on a vacation. And just let them, sometimes when you are walking with them, they love this one, carry her back. Because Ghana for members, I remember many years ago when we married, my grandmother passed away, we went for the funeral, and we were keeping joint account before even we married. And it didn't cost me anything because I was broke. My wife was working in the bank. So when we were caught, he said, you know, we should have a joint account. So yeah, that's a good idea. My contribution was nothing. So we opened a joint account. Then it became a culture after 2 years. So one day we went for food ride. There was this problem. That time God was helping us small. She was still working in the bank. I mean, rice a little bit. And then so there was money, there was something they were fighting, so I was solved. No, this one will take care of it. I'm going this for that. So I told my wife, Daddy, can you sign a check so that we solve this one? She will sign a check. And I came to my aunt. My uncle went to my mother and said, hey, Najwa, Obano, you why am go so close? What is my uncle's problem? Because my wife is the one who signed the check. When you say, Obani si can you go back there? That says, the Bible says that they were naked and not ashamed. It has so many necessary means without dress. It means transparency. Don't hide anything from Jane. Jane, don't hide anything. I have nothing anywhere that my wife is put away. People say, pack. If you don't take it, I'll tell you to pack your things and go. I tell you, because everything we have had, we have it together. So nobody can pack. If there's anybody, I should pack. And as you get blessed together, I love what Pastor Ahmed said. He said that everything in the course of the day, you say everything, all that is mine is yours. And don't forget the vow. Sometimes go back and listen to a marriage vow. When you start misbehaving, then you listen to a marriage vow. To help your behavior to straighten out. Finally, let me show you something. So far, This is marriage. What you are doing here is normal. This one is just a start. This is the way marriage is in the spirit. Marriage is two people sitting on the same chair. So God give you one chair to sit on it. And because you are sitting on the same chair, it is impossible not to step in one another's toes. So you are sitting on the same chair. It is very impossible. This is another problem in life. You see, Ecclesiastes said, don't let one person, you there every time you are sitting, and you are sitting on somebody. There is a time that you have to also wake up and allow the other partner also to sit with you. Now, because of this one, it is not possible for you not to step in one another. So it means that whatever you have done in your courtship, all of you have pretended. Jane has shown his best side. Barnes has shown his best side, and you are going to live under the same roof. There are new things you are going to see. So, selfish people can never have good marriage. If you are selfish, you can never enjoy marriage. It's not possible. Absolutely. It's not possible. That means that, what is the solution to that? Jane, live your life to please Barnes. Barnes, live your life to please Jane. So all your project is that, what can I do for my wife to be happy? And Jane is saying that, what can I do to make my husband to be happy? If that becomes your project, you are delivered from the troubles of separation and divorce. When you step in one another's toes, let me say this. I was standing somewhere and I was listening to a court proceedings about divorce. And when I listened to the whole case, I realized that the word "I am sorry," it could have prevented a lot of marriages from going to divorce court. Don't let it depart from your life. Honey, please, I'm sorry. And sometimes when you are saying it, let me teach you how to say it. Don't say it wearing dress. Kneel down and make sure that the chest here touches you. You don't like this, I'll finish this. It will solve so much problems. If you can learn to say, I'm sorry, honey, please. God bless you.